Just start over.
Hi, everybody. Well, we just did our Oscar predictions for 2022 movies, and one of the movies was Everything Everywhere All at Once, which a lot of people are raving about. Paul hadn't seen it yet. He binge watched it before doing our review and predictions. So I did a review when I saw it in theaters. I've seen it a couple times since. What did you think of Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Okay, so this is a Michelle Yeoh film. Also has the names in this. The Short Round.
Short Round.
Okay. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Very good. That's a tough one.
Yeah. And the plot of the movie is there's this Asian family, Chinese family, and it's a mother. She's kind of frantic. She's what you would see as a typical scatterbrained mom. She's taking care of this, she's taking care of that. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's a big mess. She has a poor relationship with her daughter because she's very critical of her. The husband is a very kind and supportive, although later on you find out that he's having problems with their marriage and possibly wants to end it. And then everything falls apart when she enters into this action adventure where she has to call upon different versions of herself in multiverse, and that saves her and her relationship, blah blah blah. Okay. Weird. It's really weird.
And in order to enter the multiverse, you have to do something weird sometimes. Sometimes it's just like taking an elastic and flicking it on your wrist.
Yeah, there's a certain recipe for each different you in all the multiverses. So the elastic wrist might put you in your chef universe, where you're a cook. And flicking your cheek like that might put you in when you were a police officer in that universe. And you can gain their skills from that universe.
Yeah, and they do not hold back on the different things that you can do to change multiverses. They get pretty graphic in some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's let's just say it, there's one where there's a trophy on a desk, and the bad guy, to call upon the powers from another universe, has to put that trophy in his butt.
Yeah.
Like he pulls down his pants and he flies through the air to put that in his butt. And that's the recipe to get access.
And if you get access to it, your memory remembers the skill you learned in that universe. So if you were a martial arts fighter in the other universe, when you come back to this reality, you're a martial artist. You can remember it all. Mm-hmm. So as she jumps to different places all the time, she gets more and more different skills.
Now remember, there's an infinite number of universes, and they get crazy. Like there's a universe where people have hot dogs for fingers. They're big, long, floppy fingers. And in that universe, they have a different way of doing things. Like the way they make love and carry their suitcase is just... The things they think of are pretty corny.
Yeah, yeah. Like, for instance, at one point, she has to defend herself with like a shield of some sort. And you would think, oh, she's going to go back to gladiator times and everything and learn to be a gladiator. No. She becomes one of those people standing on the side with a subway sign or something, spinning the signs around to advertise, hey, come on. And then she comes back and suddenly she can spin the weapon all right. Very innovative, very ingenious, that it's not always, oh, I'm going to be a martial, I'm going to go there, I'm going to do this, right?
And the martial arts that they do in this show are amazing.
It's Michelle Yeoh. She's from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She's like synonymous. Well, you're laughing at me, and you can't say Inisherin, so what? Inisherin, the name of the movie.
That's how I was saying it, and you told me it was Inisherin.
No, you said Inisherin.
Whatever.
Anyway, now I've lost all train of thought.
She's synonymous with Kung Fu.
She's synonymous with Kung Fu. It was like one of the more entertaining, and they have Jamie Lee Curtis is in there as a tax collector. There's a sideline in there where she becomes evil and nice at the same time.
Now, you remember Jamie Lee Curtis as very svelte. She's thin.
Unless you watched her in the recent Freddy movie.
Freddy Halloween movie?
Freddy Kills or something like that. Like she looks like this and that too.
Oh yeah, Like she's a different Jamie Lee Curtis than I'm used to, and she's looking pretty rough, but she does a lot of funny stuff in this movie. I thought it was pretty good.
I think all the did a good enough job in this. Even I know you said the daughter's not great, but her role was that.
Okay, for anybody who didn't watch the Oscar stuff, I had a problem with the daughter, who was the ultimate villain in this movie. I didn't think she did a very good job. I didn't buy her performance. I thought they could have found somebody else who would be more interesting to play this person. What I saw on screen was, here's an actor trying to do a role, and it just didn't work for me at all.
She got an Oscar nominated. For a supporting actor.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
But yeah, and like the main evil thing in this movie is like an everything bagel. Everything everywhere all at once. Like I cannot stress if you look at it and watch it multiple times, you pick up even more stuff that they did. But I mean, some of the jokes are hilarious. Some of the scenes are hilarious. When, like, you mentioned the guard and the trophy, they're fighting, and you think, oh, what are they doing? And all of a sudden, there's this slow motion picture of him jumping through the air with his pants down to land on the trophy, like a big I'm laughing my head off in the theater at this. So, yeah.
Now, it was a 2-hour and 20-minute movie. And especially getting towards the end, you're thinking, wow, they're taking a long time to get through this part. It's kind of dragging now. Even though it's interesting, it's kind of dragging. So, there are problems with the movie.
There are.
But overall, this was a friggin' good movie.
Oh, yeah. Thoroughly entertaining.
Yeah.
Thoroughly entertaining movie. So.
Especially Kwan, like the husband.
Yeah.
Like he did a fantastic... There wasn't a point in the movie where I said, oh, well, that's kind of lame. No, he was great all the way through it.
And he didn't just play a goofy husband. He played like a James Bond kind of character in some points. He played a martial artist at one point. So, yeah, I think this movie deserves to be nominated for the Oscar. Actually, one of the ones we watched. So, but yeah, if you have not watched, and I can't imagine you haven't, but if you have not watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, now's the time to do it, because you're missing out.
Yeah. I hadn't watched it. I knew Don loved it, and then all of a sudden I hear, like, I see on YouTube, everybody's talking about it, raving reviews. So, oh, okay, well, whatever. I'm glad I watched it now.
Yeah.
I would have missed out.
Yeah. If Don likes it, it's a good movie.